Well, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. Appreciate you logging on here for the latest long-range update, folks. It is a wet weekend in progress. Mother's Day not looking quite as wet as what it'll be today, but we'll get to that here in a second. Radar in motion here. We're about 11:30 a.m. Eastern time here. You can see some scattered showers and thunderstorms here. Rolling through the southwest Indiana area, more rain down to our southwest, which will eventually push our way. But these showers and thunderstorms will likely become more numerous as the daytime wears on. In fact, as we back it off just a little bit and go to sort of the regional view, you can see a little bit bigger picture here. It'll be coming in with more clouds as well. So expect the clouds to thicken up today and expect some more scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop. Another warm day in sight for us as temperatures soar once again into the 80s. We're sponsored today by Welps Farm and Greenhouse. You can visit them on the web at welpsfarmandgreenhouse.com. Give them a call at 812-326-2709. They're located just outside of Birdseye, Indiana. Folks, it is planting season now for your gardens. If you need annuals, perennials, herbs, if you need lawn seed and straw to go on your lawn, pretty much anything you can think of in relation to your gardening, then visit Welps Farm and Greenhouse, located just outside of Birdseye, Indiana. WelpsFarmandGreenhouse.com. Check them out. Tell them Southern Indiana Weather sent you. All right, folks, we are going into an unsettled weather pattern here, and you know that's a good thing because the reality is we could stand a little bit more rain here. You know, we've kind of dried up the past couple of weeks. Kind of amazing to think that we had that, that 7 to 10 inches of rain just in a couple of weeks period. Then we dried up, and now we're like, we could stand a little bit more rain here. But with the hot temperatures and the windy conditions that we've had, and that really dried up the moisture on top of the soil. You dig down, there's still plenty of moisture in there, but right there on the top is a little bit dry. Well, that'll change because we've got a little bit more of a wet pattern coming in. And let me just show you what the GFS does over the next few days. Here we are for Saturday, and you can see there's those showers and thunderstorm chances moving in, and here's the state of Indiana right here, right about where my cursor is where we're located. Let me go ahead and continue to put this into motion, and you can see by the time Monday comes, Monday looks like we could have a fair amount of rain with it as a powerful cold front will move our way. Slight chance of some severe weather. We'll talk about that in a second. That's a big if at this point, as that low will be decaying. Severe weather out to our west today is almost a guarantee, but well, as I show you, that might not necessarily translate over to us. We'll talk about that. Anyway, then mid part of next week we start to dry out a little bit before once again we go into a very wet weekend for the following weekend there as well. And you can see as I continue to put the GFS here into motion that we end up with a fairly stormy pattern, really as far as the eye can see. So again, an active weather pattern is starting to shape up. Let's zero it in just a little bit more. Let's look at the high resolution NAM, get an idea, and there's those showers and storms down in Illinois. Again, by this afternoon, you see that those storms really start to pop up over us. I've upped it to a 60% chance in my forecast package for this afternoon hour. So again, a lot of us will get some rain out of this. Very, very beneficial. And it looks like by the time the overnight comes, the NAM is giving us a break. Mother's Day, not too bad. I've lowered it to about a 40% chance for Mother's Day. I do think there will be some storms around, but I don't think everyone's going to get wet on Mother's Day. Then by the time Monday comes, look out to our west. You got a very, what looks like just a little powerful squall line developing out here to our west on late Sunday. That will start to decay as it moves away overnight, and then watch this by the time the next day rolls in. By Monday, we've got another squall line that could end up starting to develop and push our way here by about 8 o'clock. It's starting to roll through, but you notice it's kind of broken as it comes over us. And that's really because the severe weather parameters for Monday just aren't as great for us as what we would really need to be able to see some severe thunderstorms. Let me talk about that. Today's severe weather risks, well, just some general thunderstorms for us. If we get anything severe today, it would be isolated at best. Not expecting widespread severe weather. Marginal risk is down to our southwest here, and really the best risks out here is out here in the Plain States. They actually had a moderate risk earlier. They've downgraded that to just an enhanced risk. So hopefully that will be a good sign that we were worried about the potential for some very strong tornadoes out there today. And that risk seems to be decreasing just a little bit, and that's a good thing. By the time Sunday comes along, the threat will translate a little bit further to the east. You can see just to our west that slight risk and the enhanced risks exist there. Marginal risk does come over just into the very small corner here of Indiana. So again, couldn't rule out an isolated severe storm tomorrow, but again, it won't be widespread. By the time Monday comes, that slight risk translates to right over us, and you can see the Storm Prediction Center has a very broad area for the slight risk on Sunday. But I don't have the parameters and everything pulled up. I won't bore you with all the boring, gory details here. But folks, bottom line, you need three things to be able to get severe thunderstorms to fire. You need some sort of a lifting mechanism, a forcing mechanism to initiate the storms. That'll be the powerful cold front that comes through, so that'll be in play. But you also need some instability and some strong wind energy to go with it, and that's the main three ingredients that you need. Instability looks like it could be fairly limited on Monday. There's a big question as to exactly how much sunshine we see. If we see some sunshine on Monday, that could help to fuel things up again. Right now, the wind energy, we're only talking about 35 to 40 knots of bulk shear, and really that's a marginal for organized severe weather. That's about as low as it can go to still get organized severe weather. Lower than that, and you're just probably not going to get it. You really like to see that to about 50 to 60 knots to really get things going pretty good. So the wind energy isn't the best. It's marginal, we'll put it that way. But the instability is a big question on Monday. In fact, the instability could be almost non-existent. We'll be pretty warm on Monday, but with cloud cover that I expect to hang around, that's going to be the issue. Do we see a mostly sunny sky at all? Do we see partly sunny? Do we see mostly cloudy? I'm banking on partly sunny at best the way things look to me right now, and it may end up being more of a mostly cloudy kind of a day. And if that's the case, then we're going to have a hard time getting some severe weather. It might be the case where we get a couple of warnings out of it, of a broken line that comes in. Bottom line is, as of right now, I'm not expecting a major outbreak for us on Monday. We'll keep weather aware. I'll be here Monday evening to track any of these storms that roll through for you, so just keep it tuned here to Southern Indiana Weather on Facebook and Twitter as we go through, and we'll keep you safe, folks. But, the bottom line, I wouldn't cancel any plans. Let's put it that way. All right, now a couple of other things. We've got a tropical storm brewing. In fact, Tropical Storm Anna has now formed off the coast of South Carolina. This is not a very strong storm at all. The maximum sustained winds are at 60 miles per hour. Now, that will be weakening as it moves on shore. So this is not a major event by any means. The question is, I know when we get these moving on shore, will it affect us at all? Probably not, because as you can see from the National Hurricane Center, you can see where they're predicting it to just sort of recurve and go right back out to sea. The reason why that, by the way, is because that cold front that moves through us on Monday will push towards the east coast and it will force it out to sea. So that tropical storm will eventually merge with that cold front, become an extra tropical low, and then move off to the coast. So nothing really to worry about for us as far as this storm goes. Now, there is a typhoon out in to the west. In by the Philippines out here. So here we are, mainland China right here. Here's North and South Korea, Japan right here. Here's Philippines, and you can see there's where the tropical, what we would call a hurricane, they call it typhoon. There's where it's currently located. Notice it's forecast to recurve around, and of course, if you remember me talking about this last year about the typhoon rule, 6 to 10 days after these bad boys recurve and head back towards the Gulf of Alaska, eventually they'll interact with the jet stream. They sort of put a kink in the jet stream, and what happens then is we usually get a dip in the jet stream over us. It brings us a little bit of a below normal pattern. Could also be followed by an above normal pattern before we get below, and usually it comes with some stormy weather there. But it jacks up the jet stream and gives us a rough ride for a few days is what typically happens with these. Right now the models are not picking up very well on this right now. So let me just show you this. Here's what the jet stream looks like for about that time. If we were to project this out. So let's basically call this about 2 days from now. Let's say this is about the 11th or the 12th, whenever this puppy recurves. That would put it 6 to 10 days from here, about the 17th to the 21st. All right. So here's the way the jet stream looks, and you can see a dip in the jet stream taking place in Canada, but this is what it's being progged for about the 19th. All right. If I put this into motion, what you'd see is it never goes down over us. It stays pretty zonal over us. The heat ridge continues to keep it away from us. Now, will that be right, or will the dip occur up here in Canada, or will it come down over in us? Might also depend on how strong this typhoon gets, but this is kind of atypical for what we see. So I'm a little skeptical of this, about it staying that far to the north. So we'll see. Right now, the models, I'm not sure that they've locked into the right solution, Because of that, if we look at the GFS and what it says for that period, you can see it locks in mid 80s for us. And again, there it is. We've got a big ridge of high pressure to our south, down to the south and east of us. And that's, by the way, that's keeping us in these 80s right now. That pattern doesn't look to be breaking down. It looks to sort of come back there. Well, we'll see. If this jet stream does come down a little further to the south, that could definitely take those temperatures down a little bit more. And that's typically, by the way, what we see when we have a recurving typhoon like that, is we do see this go a lot further south than this. So right now, I don't think the models are handling this very well. Hopefully, in another 4 or 5 days, we'll get a little bit more of a lock on it. But I suspect these temperatures in the mid 80s could end up going down just a little bit more. Just a hunch. Either way, by the way, look at this. By the way, Tuesday and Wednesday, it only takes us to 69. I'm not buying that. I think we stay in the low 70s. I think this is a little off here, but you can see that powerful cold front. We go from the 80s over the weekend, and really even 80s on Monday. After the front passes, we go back down into the 70s, and then it's a gradual warming trend. We'll see how much of a warming trend it does end up becoming. I'm not completely sold on it just yet. We'll see. All right, folks. Let's go ahead and go to southernindianaweather.com, and we'll take a look at your latest 10-day forecast. About 85 for your high today. Again, pretty warm. It's a mostly cloudy day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. I've raised that up to 60%. Again, not widespread severe weather for us today. Just a warning or two possible, but yeah, we don't really have much of anything in play today. Probably just some heavy rain and under some of the heaviest of storms. Otherwise, just some general rain for us. On Sunday, Mother's Day, I've lowered it down to about a 40% chance. I do think it's going to go more of a scattered nature. Probably a partly sunny sky. Not too bad of a day. I wouldn't cancel Mother's Day plans by any way. Just grab an umbrella with you as you head out the door, and you should be fine. Monday, again, there is a chance of severe weather, but again, it's not a strong chance, folks. I'll keep you updated. Tomorrow evening, we'll know a little bit more as to what we can expect for it, and I'll have a better update for you then. But then after the cold front passes, look at this. By the time Tuesday and Wednesday come, low 70s, we start to rebound through that a little bit before Thursday, then into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of the following week. There we get our storm chances coming back in. Again, you see, by the way, that Sunday and Monday have taken us down to the mid-70s. The GFS wants to take us to the mid-80s at that time. I'm not sold on that idea just yet. We'll see. We got 9 or 10 days to adjust this forecast between now and then. But as I showed you from the GFS earlier, it does look like a very unsettled pattern is coming up for us. And, that's good. We can use just a little bit of rain. By the way, how much rain could we end up expecting out of this? Well, I don't exactly have that pulled up, but I can pull that up for us real quick. Let's talk about how much the high resolution NAM is expecting for us of total precipitation here over the next through, let's say, through the end of the time period on Monday. And as we take a look at this, well, not a ton of relief. The green shades here are about 0.2 of an inch. You're getting up to some pretty decent totals out to our west. But of course, this doesn't see through the passing of the cold front, so we'll say maybe up to an inch with this. Doesn't look like a drastic system at all by any means. GFS, I don't have it pulled up here for you again. This spur of the moment, just pulling this up. But GFS does have a little bit more for us, so we will say probably up to an inch, but not a huge rain event for us this weekend, but anything is beneficial at this point. Plenty more rain chances, though, coming down the pipe. All right, folks, that's it. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there, folks, and we will see you next time.